Okay, this is the special common council meeting called by me to be held Friday, May 26, 2023 at 5:30 PM. It is now 5:36. I want to thank you all for coming on very short notice, 24-hour notice, actually 24-hour and a half notice. This meeting is called to order. I'll do a roll. Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Driswicki.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian.
Present.
Alderperson Bailey is excused. Item B, new business. Discussion and decision to allocate remaining ARPA dollars. You should have received an email with regard to the proposed allocation with regard to the 2024 capital equipment budget. As you know, we had about $2.8 million of ARPA dollars remaining. This year's capital equipment budget was funded with half of that. The expectation was to fund the other $1.4 million in the 2024 budget. It came to my attention through a reach out by a congressional legislative aide that is part of the debt ceiling negotiations happening in Washington as we speak. Congress has been let go for the weekend, but are expected to be back or are being called back on Tuesday. That one of the considerations proposed to reach that debt ceiling agreement, which is so vital for the fiscal future of the country probably, is that any uncommitted or allocated ARPA dollars within the communities nationwide could be called back if they weren't formally allocated. I've also done some reading on this, and I've also talked to Tim about it. It's a real priority. Whether or not some articles say it's the top of the list, there could be some impact too in the future with regard to health department COVID grant dollars, or other COVID dollars that are out there. But this one is critically the most important and most critical at this time. I should let you know that this doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. There was a report that we created in March or April, end of March, that we had to file with the federal government, which talked about how many of the ARPA dollars we've allocated already and how many remained unallocated. The amount that you see before you remains unallocated formally because it would be allocated during the budget process. But I think it's prudent and important that we allocate these dollars now. The dollars that have been allocated are the best guess of where those dollars would go. Certainly, those dollars are subject to the budget process and the reallocation. Certainly, costs are gyrating all over the place, so it could change. That's not set in stone. That's just allocating the dollars as we sit here now.
Prior to this, we had 2.5 years to allocate that money.
Prior to this, we had till the end of 2024 to allocate it and the end of 2026 to actually spend it.
Is that spending still deadline the same with this new?
We don't know. We don't know. So one of the things that comes out of these kinds of higher level gamesmanship is, I certainly hope it isn't that any money that you didn't spend, because there are items, whether it's police cars, DPW trucks, ambulance chassis, fire trucks, computer equipment, servers, that that we can't get. So even though we have had orders in, the expected delivery dates are well off into the future. Like on the thing with the fire truck, for example, which was it was one of the first ARPA allocations, not for this year, but the previous, I can't remember which year. It's like we didn't give all of the money to them. We gave them partly a down payment to get in place. We structured the payments so that upon delivery, the final, I think we withhold money, and there's, so that being said, I'd entertain a motion to allocate the remaining ARPA dollars consistent with the memo that was widely circulated to all of you by the Finance Department.
I will make that motion to allocate the monies per the memo.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Any discussion about anything?
I'm just glad you got the heads up from someone.
And I want to thank Paula, because I called Paula and Tim at 4:45 yesterday, because I called you after, probably 20 to 5. I got the call at 20 to 5 yesterday, and the call was, did you allocate everything? Because if you haven't, and then I got off the phone immediately, got a hold of Paula and Tim, who ran over to the clerk's office, and Trina got the agenda together and got it out in time, because we need 24 hours. The question was, why didn't we do it on Tuesday? Again, it's because Congress is coming back and is likely to vote on some kind of debt ceiling legislation, hopefully. Maybe not, I don't know, but it had to be done today. So, motion was made and seconded. Would you please call the roll?
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Alderperson Driswicky?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Okay, with that, moving along to item C.
Chauncey.
Nothing.
I'd entertain a motion to adjourn at 5:42.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Alderperson Akers,